And this is the Downsized Dish. This is our weekly series where we talk to people just like you and me who are losing weight with GLP-1 medication. JoJo is very interested in this topic. As you can see, she is our GLP-1 mascot. We might have to make her move in a minute, but she'll get bored and walk away. I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. We just talk to people about their journey. This is all for entertainment purposes. If you'd like to start a GLP-1 program, please contact your doctor or your healthcare professional, not JoJo, because she doesn't know. Okay. I think I said this before. I'm not sure. My name is Laraine Durham, and I've lost over 50 pounds on the GLP-1 medication, tirzepatide. And in these Downsized Dish interviews, we just want to talk to people and see if we can learn something from them, how they're doing on their GLP-1 journey, and just, have a little chat. We hope you will like and subscribe to The Downsized. Today, we welcome Mariella. Welcome, Mariella, to The Downsized.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Mariella, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am 51 years old. I live in Arizona. I have two adult kids and two step kids. The oldest, she's 32, and the youngest is 26. I work for the school district, and they do not cover my meds. I've been in Arizona I am Puerto Rican. I'm Hispanic, and you can tell by my accent. But I've been in Arizona for 26 years.
Oh, nice, nice. Christopher and I went to Arizona in October. It was unlike any other place I think I've ever been.
I remember.
Yeah. Tell us, Mariella, tell us about your weight loss journey.
Well, I grew up not being overweight. I was a normal kid, but I was always thinking about food. I would remember being at school and thinking, "Oh, what's going to be for dinner today?" I thought everybody did that. Like, it's just
I did that.
I'm at work, but I never was concerned. I have two kids, and my daughter, I was like 130, and I was 9 months. I wasn't big, but when I had a hysterectomy in 2018, it went down. Everything, like I had a surgical menopause.
Yeah.
While I was doing that, I was thinking about Popeyes while I was at the hospital.
Popeyes is a chicken, fast casual chicken place for those who don't know.
Yeah, very greasy chicken.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out of my hysterectomy, I went to and get me some chicken. So I was always thinking about what was next. And in 2018, I gained over 60 pounds because I had my surgical menopause, but I didn't know I really didn't know what was happening.
Yeah. How tall are you, Mariella?
I'm 5'5".
Okay. All right. So so I guess you were getting close to around 200 pounds maybe when you started?
I was 212.
212. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what caused you to start the GLP-1?
I was sad. I don't know how to explain how I didn't know I was sad, that I was so, I looked at myself in the mirror. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror anymore. For years, I couldn't do that. And it was a couple things. I was a bridesmaid for a wedding, and the dress didn't fit me by the day of it. So that was a little traumatizing for me.
Yeah.
I went to Victoria's Secret, and you know how they measure your bra, and they want to tell you.
Yeah.
I was over 44. I mean, it shocked me a little bit. Like, it was news to me. And I have a little mountain. It's more like a hill. And I said, for the 4th of July, to my husband, can we go hiking? I want to see the fireworks from up there. I almost died. Like, literally,
Oh, no.
threw up on the way there.
Oh, no.
I was overweight. I didn't know I was so bad until I went to the top, and I just lost it. So
Yeah.
when I came down, my daughter has been in the Wegovy since April, and she's been telling me, "Mom, this is working for me." She had lost like 50 pounds by then, and I said, "No, that's for diabetes." I didn't know. That's why I like your channel, because how much I have learned with it, and people learn with it, and the stigma there is around. So I was one of them. So when I went to my nurse practitioner, she said, "Oh, sure, we'll do it." That's when I found out my insurance didn't cover, but she said, "There's a local compound if you want to go there." And she did send my prescription there, and I started July 5th, 2000. No, I started the 12th when they sent the prescription. And I started the compound 1.25. It was like less than 15 units. I started super low.
And you started on semaglutide?
No, tirzepatide.
Tirzepatide. Okay. Okay. So you started below the usual 2.5 dose. You started at 1.5.
Yes.
And that was about a year ago, I think.
It was July 12th. Yeah, it's next month. It'll be a year. Yeah.
A year. And how are your results? How much weight have you lost?
The first month, I lost 13.4 because of your log. I got it, and I've been keeping track every single week. So I've been doing what you're doing. And the first week, I lost 5 pounds. The second, I have a note here. The second, I had lost 4. The third week, I lost 3 pounds. And in the fourth week, I lost 1.4. And after that, it was either 1 or 1 point something.
Yeah, that's right on the average there, right? And what's your total now?
I lost 63. I think 63. This morning, I waited for you. I don't wait every day. And I was 133.
Awesome. Now, is that in your goal range? Are you going to stop, or what's your plan?
No, I wanted to be under 130s. I want to be at 125. So if I'm going to gain weight, I can stay in that range, which is the low 130s. But I met yesterday with the nutritionist for Moshi, and he said, "I'm sorry, I think you're just not going to lose more weight. You're there," because I'm doing all of the things, and it's not going down. So I'm okay with 133.
Yeah. So I think I heard you mention before you were 130, like pre the surgical menopause. Is that right?
Oh, when I was there, no, I think I was 180 at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was after 2000, when I started my gaining the weight, I was at 160-ish. And
Okay.
I thought I looked okay, I guess. I didn't know. But it was a lot of inflammation in my whole both. You'll see the pictures later.
Whole body. Yeah. Okay. So now you're in the 130s, right?
132, 134, 133.
Yeah. And I'm surprised the Mochi nutritionist told you they didn't think you could lose anymore.
No, he said that he said, "I don't think you're doing all the right things." I said what I eat, how I have my to a visitor, I was like, no, I want to go. He said, maybe your body adapted to that. And he said, maybe
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be 1,600 calories a day, and maybe I'm not meeting that goal. And when you stop eating, you eat less, you don't lose weight. So
maybe.
definitely a bunch of folders and files for waters, a diet, for fiber. I'm going to try to
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. And what dose are you on now?
And 10.
You're 10.
Yeah.
At 10. So, I mean, are you going to stay on 10, or what's your plan?
Working. So it's been working for me, and like everybody else, I went and stocked up. I think I was one of the last in March that got the thermo from Mochi, Aquida, or however they call it. And then
Yeah.
I switched to Mochi. Actually, I did Anvil first, then I switched to Mochi, and I've been moving up very slow because I stayed in the lowest dose of 5 till December. Like I didn't move because it was working for me, and I listened to you, so I stayed in the lowest as much as I could.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's always good to maximize each dose, right? If you're
Yeah,
losing weight on a dose,
yeah,
you can stay on that dose.
yeah,
So that's great. You're able to maximize it like that.
yeah.
Um, so let's see. Let's show your pictures, your before and after pictures. We can talk about that. Tell us about these pictures, Mariella.
It is the one on the left with the romper. I was like 190-ish. It was
Mhm.
like last summer, and this is about a few months ago. The one on the right.
Nice, very nice. Oh, and here's some more and
Yeah,
some other clothes.
yeah. This is 2021, 2022, 2023, and I was in the 200s around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the mountain that I went. Finally, I went back to it, and
Yay.
yeah, and I was so proud of myself because I did it.
That's awesome. You went back and conquered the mountain that
Did.
got you going in the first place, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, a few weeks ago, and those two was in April this year. So yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, and here's your muscle poses. Do you work out? Tell us about your workouts, Mariella.
I do try to do 7,000 steps a day. I do have a walking pad. I do strength training with the band. I go to the gym, not as much as you do, but I work. So the time for me, it's not. And I'd rather do it at home, especially in the heat now in Arizona. It's just crazy
Yeah.
to go out, and I do some weight. But other than that, I don't do like the gymnast you had the other day. She's such an inspiration. I'm like, whoa, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. Well, everybody's different. What's in these trash bags?
Tons of size 16, 14, plus I have 5 more bags of those. I just finally last month I finally got rid of them because I couldn't.
Nice.
It was
Nice.
hard.
And what's your new size?
A 6'4", 4'6", 6'4",
Yeah.
small. I have fit and extra small, and it depends on the brand of the jeans. I could even be an 8, and I could be a 4. So it depends. 4, 6, and I just don't know. But
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I need to make another pass through my closet. It's hard to get rid of like everything, right? I've made a couple passes, but I haven't. There's still things in there that could
yep,
definitely go away.
yep, yep, yep.
Let's see. Did you ever have any side effects as you were losing weight?
At the beginning, I did have fatigue, and then I was always the next day. I was super tired, and I had nausea, constipation, and I hair loss. I lost
Oh,
a lot of hair towards the end when I was losing 40 pounds, 30 pounds. It was like my hair was coming crazy. So I did, and now it's all better.
yeah. I feel that too. Like, it seemed like right in the middle, I had the most hair loss, and then it's kind of come back. I think since then. Is that what you found?
Yes, yep. And
Yeah.
I have a lot of baby hair growing back. My nurse practitioner did prescribe me minoxidil, and
Okay.
I have been on that too. So I think that's helping a little bit.
That's helping. That's
Mhm.
great. Did you have any remedies that you liked for your nausea or constipation?
Over the counter stuff and the fiber gummies and just fiber, a lot of fiber, and yeah.
Yeah, fiber gummies. Yeah. You do watch a lot of our videos, don't you?
I do go a lot to your website, to your store. I do follow you. I really appreciate everything you do.
Oh, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you watching. Yeah, I've kind of gotten off the fiber gummies train. I need to. I have them. I just kind of think I forgot about them for a while, but I need to get back in the habit of that. I feel like my constipation kind of ebbs and flows, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
It has a
yeah,
lot to do with what I think what I'm eating.
yeah,
I think sometimes I just don't
yeah.
eat enough. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
So,
Yep.
what are some of your go-to meals, or what are some of the things you eat now?
Almost every day I do my smoothie with the protein powder and Greek yogurt. I use oikos with chia seeds. And that's almost every day. That's my breakfast. And I do the turkey beef sticks, and I do the protein coffee. I do that, which I also learned with you guys. I have no idea of any of that because I do the electrolytes. I do keto bread, and if I do eggs, I do cottage cheese with them. A lot of salmon, a lot of chicken. I'm not like Taisha vegan. I don't. I couldn't do that. But other than that, I eat almost everything like you guys do, but
Yeah.
smaller portions.
Smaller portions. Yeah, Taisha is another viewer who is all vegan. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. She has some great examples, but I definitely like my chicken and my salmon and all the animal all the animal proteins.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So let's see. What else can I ask you about? Did you have any health things that were improved after taking GLP-1s?
Yeah, I definitely had my inflammation. I didn't know I had so much inflammation in my body, my face. Like my daughter says, "Mom, I didn't think you looked bad. You were so pretty." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." But I was, and then I have plantar fasciitis, okay? The one at the bottom of your foot that hurts. What?
The what?
Plantar fasciitis.
Oh, plantar fasciitis. Yes.
I had
Yeah,
that.
that's interesting.
It
That's
helped
interesting.
that. Yeah, I sleep a lot better. It did quiet my brain because my brain is all. I'm the queen of multitasking,
Yeah.
and I calm down a little bit. I self-esteem, mental. I mean, I feel more confident. I think yeah, a lot of benefits.
That's great. The plantar fasciitis, I've suffered on and off with that through the years.
Yep.
And you know what? It hasn't bothered me. I just realized like that hasn't been a problem for me at all in a really long time. I wonder,
Yep.
it's something that you don't even think about that these GLP-1s can help with, right? So
Yep.
especially
Yep.
the inflammation.
Yep.
That's great. That's usually what that big weight loss is. I think a lot of people have in that first month is getting rid of some water weight, some inflammation that kind of flushes all out in the beginning. And
Yep.
you had that right with that big
Yep.
loss your first month.
Yeah, a lot of energy back. I didn't know I was so tired. I didn't know I couldn't sleep. I was in a fog all the
Yeah.
time, and all of that is gone.
It's gone. Awesome. Yeah, sleep is so important. I think we overlook that a lot. How many hours a night do you sleep, would you say, Mariella?
Between 6 and 7.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't you're on the, I guess, lower end of the sleep needs. That's kind of like my husband Christopher. I think he gets maybe 5 or 6
Yep.
hours a night. He's shaking his head at me. But that's what I think. That's what I think it is. I find if I don't go to bed by 10:30, I'm kind of dragging the next day. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
important, right?
Yep.
What are some things you would tell someone if they were thinking about starting a GLP-1 medication?
Well, I was one of those that it took me 10 months to share my story. I just couldn't.
Oh,
I gotta credit that to you guys too. I to open myself I just one of my advice would be share it with people. I was thinking the stigma or people were gonna judge me. Only my husband, my kids, and my mom knew, and I
mhm.
couldn't just share. And now I can. So if I wish I would have done it sooner and helped somebody sooner, but I didn't.
Well, you have to feel comfortable with it, right? Because
Yeah.
did you get any flack from any friends or
When they find out that some people I had mixed people were like, oh yeah, but some people, oh, you need to stop losing weight. You're skinny. You're disappearing. I get what bothers me is that people treat you better when you're skinnier, and I don't like that. Even though I like to look and feel better, I don't like that people treat you better when you look better.
It's that I mean, I think that's absolutely true. Unfortunately, that's our society, right? You get treated completely differently if you're 200 pounds versus 130 pounds. Like it's just kind of our society. People love to give people who struggle a hard time, right? Because if you're overweight, they tell you to just diet and exercise, and then when you lose weight, your friends are telling you, "Oh, you're so skinny," and then when you tell them how you did it, they want to say, "Oh, well, that's not the right way, or you shouldn't do it like that."
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's really important to, if you want to tell people about, that's obviously that's why I'm here. But obesity is a disease, and it's not our fault. And whether it's triggered by early menopause, or you've suffered from childhood, or maybe a pregnancy triggered this for you, it's all the same struggle, right? And it doesn't really matter how we got here. But these GLP-1s are treatments and they're available for us to use. So why wouldn't we use them just like a diabetic uses insulin or someone with high cholesterol uses a statin to bring their levels down? So I'm glad that you are now telling people about it. And I think the more that we talk about it and more people know about these GLP-1s, the easier it'll be, in the future to have these conversations. So
Mhm.
let's see. What else, Mariella? I think we've
I
gone
am
through all
I am actually grateful that I did have my nurse practitioner, my local nurse practitioner. She was doing blood works every 3 months for me.
the
I got her support 100%. She knows a lot about the meds, so and not everybody have that local. Even though I'm being on telehealth, I actually am doing both, and I
Okay.
don't recommend anybody now that I am being more open about it to do it without talking to a doctors first if they can, or do a blood work because you really never know. And for some people, really it doesn't work, so you just never
Yeah.
know.
So when you did your blood work locally, did you see any changes as
Yeah,
you
yeah. She called them beautiful. Your labs are beautiful. All my numbers are better, and it came back. Now we're starting HRT treatment, so that's
Oh,
another set of your life with the ladies helped me a lot. Send me to the doctor, send me to labs. Actually, I just got back from the lab, and I am going to start that too. So
Oh, that's great. So HRT or hormone replacement therapy is something that I've been on since I kind of went through menopause during my GLP-1 journey.
yeah,
And I would recommend it. I wasn't sleeping well. I was having hot flashes and all that. So I think the hormone replacement therapy has really helped me. Have they prescribed anything for you yet, Mariella?
say that again.
Have they prescribed any certain
Not,
thing?
not yet. No.
Okay. Yeah. I did like you said, a live with Downsizing Diva and Simply Taisha and Mel B, and we were talking about it. And I didn't realize there were other things other than the patch because I have the patch. I really didn't know that much about it. But Mel B like
The one here. Yeah.
sprays it on. Yeah. I was like, how cool would that be to just have a little spray instead of this patch? But I guess there's lots of different treatments. So it's important if you're suffering with symptoms of perimenopause or menopause symptoms to talk to your doctor because and that's something I think also that we don't talk about enough, right? I don't think I ever knew anything about perimenopause or menopause. I mean, did you know what to expect?
Somewhat. I have people around me always taught, and they make fun of them, and not open. And I mean, I think like it sounds cliche, but knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more you can deal with things. And now that I know better, I'm going to do better for myself because being Hispanic, you just don't. It's part of the culture. You don't speak much. Not everybody's like that, but I am very meek. I'm very like don't say much. I don't
Yeah.
advocate for myself. And now I have that change. I am growing up.
Okay. It took you to get to your 50s to no to grow. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
literally.
Yeah, it's so important to advocate for yourself and to ask your healthcare provider these questions. Because we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what help there is out there for us. So
No, especially the Spanish community. And that's why, even though I didn't want to talk about it, I even now did a little tiny YouTube channel that I wanted to speak it all in Spanish. And I'm trying to translate everything to And I have helped 2 ladies so far that they had so many questions they didn't know who to ask, and I'm like, "I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, but this is what I heard."
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So I guess you're fluent in Spanish and English, right?
my first language is Spanish, so
Oh, nice. Were you born in Puerto Rico or
no.
Arizona?
In Puerto Rico, I was 27 years old when I came to Arizona.
Oh, cool. Cool. I love Puerto Rico. It's such a beautiful, it's
I
such a
remember you
beautiful
guys were there.
Yeah, I used to work for a clothing chain called One Price Clothing Stores. I don't know if you maybe remember them, but they had some stores in Puerto Rico, so I got to travel sometimes to Puerto Rico to visit those stores, and I just love the jungle and the beaches and just the whole place. I just thought was beautiful. So, do you get to go back very much and visit?
I've been, my mom lives with me, so she wants to go see her sisters and whatnot. I go every 2 years. I have to go, not as a tourist,
Yeah,
but I do go back sometimes.
nice, very nice. Let's see, what else can we say?
I would
What am
recommend
I?
I would recommend people to do a body scan if they can, to take pictures before and after and do a body scan. I do have an app that is for free, and you can just, do a scan, and I've been doing it since July 2024, and I just did one yesterday, and
What's the name of that, Mariella?
it's Me 360.
Me
It's
360.
Me 360 is an app, and you can scan your body, and it's free. No, you can pay for the premium, but I don't.
Yeah,
But it still works the same, and it measures your waist and your chest and your legs and everything, and when the scale stopped moving, and those kept moving, those non-scale victories, I was able to hold on to those through those stalls, and I said, "Okay, I still working." I like, so I would recommend that to people, or do the other one, the other scan that's more about your bones and stuff, so you
the
get
DEXA scan. Mhm.
that
Have you
again.
had a DEXA scan or no? No,
No, I haven't.
me either. We gotta get one of those eventually.
Yeah, yeah, it would be good to know now that I'm in my 50s, and it's just
Yeah, the bone density and all
oh,
that.
yeah.
Do you weigh yourself every day, Mariella?
No, I try to do it the shot day, which is Wednesdays, and I never weighed myself in my life. Like, I never had to worry about that. Even when I was gaining weight, I didn't think I was that overweight. I went to the obese category, and then it shocked me a little bit, so I didn't have a relationship with the scale, so
Yeah. Um, yeah, Christopher and I weigh ourselves every day. I don't know that I'll ever be able to get away from that. But, it is important to and even, as you enter maintenance, to keep some tabs on that and keep checks on that. Is there anything as you see yourself getting closer to maintenance, is there anything that you see it's doing differently than when you first started?
it's I have more appetite. I'm eating a little bit more than I used to. I feel hungry or sooner than the day before the shot. So
Yeah.
I do feel like I need to be very conscious about what I do, when I do it, how I do it, and now that I'm approaching maintenance. So it is, and I don't track food. I can, like you, it triggers me a little bit.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do Weight Watchers. I don't know how you did that, because there's a lot of tracking numbers and points, and I'm not a math numbers person. So I don't track anything now. I have to be very conscious with every bite. So
Yeah, I hate tracking, as you know. It never worked for me, and I always found it so triggering. Do you find yourself eating more intuitively? I mean, people talk about intuitive eating. I don't know if that's if how that works. Do you have any experience with that?
no, I know that I am have more willpower towards what I'm eating. If I had 6 cookies, now I only have 1. And
Okay.
then if I go to McDonald's, 'cause I still go to McDonald's,
Yeah,
I had a order cheeseburger with a small fries, and I sometimes I don't finish, but I do eat pizza. I do it's just less of
just less.
every mhm.
I love that. I love that because I don't wanna cut out my favorite foods forever, right? That sounds terrible.
I know.
I love pizza, I love cheeseburgers, and it's nice to know I can have them, but just a smaller portion and be satisfied with that portion.
Well, that's one of the things with you and your channel and Christopher, that we can relate to you, and to know that I'm not the only one, because there's a lot of guilt and a lot of shame by doing something. I did keto, and then I gained back everything, and then some. And then when you have that guilt by just eating, it's just not healthy. And it's somebody that doing this in community is being great for me, because I know I'm not the only one that still want to go to McDonald's, that still want a little bit of pizza. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm good, I'm normal. And I give
Right.
myself some grace, and I go, okay, let's do this again. So it's a mental thing. It's a lot of body dysmorphia is real.
Oh, right. Let's talk about body dysmorphia for a minute. Did it take your brain a minute to catch up with your new body?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't get rid of my clothes. I was still wearing all my PJs that are extra, extra large. I mean, 3X. I even took pictures because they didn't look big, but until I saw the smaller size, I was I couldn't look myself in the mirror, never, ever. And now that I am, it still takes me a minute to go, oh, like some ladies catch themselves in mirrors. That has happened to me. I'm like, who's that? Oh,
Yeah, it definitely takes a minute. Wait, I'm supposed to go through my PJs too and get rid of all of my big pajama tops and bottoms? I was just thinking of what I wore to bed last night. I think it was a men's extra large T-shirt and some extra large cotton pajama pants. Maybe I need maybe I need to purge that drawer too. I haven't even thought about that.
well, another thing is, in my early 20s, I wore a bikini, 2 piece. After that, I was a mom, so young that I didn't like doing that stuff. So now, because I lost weight, I went to Walmart and got a bikini, and it fit, and it looked really good. And I was
That's
so
great.
shocked. I was a little bit of mental and body dysmorphia thing, but when I saw it, I couldn't believe that was me, and I could wear it. I'll do it for my own pool at home, but I won't do it in public. But it's so good to know that you can wear a 2 piece again.
Yeah, I wore a two-piece, I think, in public for the first time as an adult, at least just since losing weight. I don't think I ever wore a two-piece bathing suit, like, growing up or 20s, 30s, like, ever. So it's a great feeling to be able to wear the things you want and,
Mhm.
feel good in them. It's such a big change.
Yeah, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, for sure. Well, awesome, Mariella. Well, anything else you wanna add before we wrap up
No,
here?
just I'm grateful for the people that make this drug. I'm grateful. I don't like the price like you do. I don't like the pain, but I am
Yeah.
grateful for having the chance that people in the 80s like us we didn't have this option. That I'm grateful for people like you that had a community and we're so open about it, that to talk about it, and I'm grateful for the whole experience too. That change, it's life changing.
Life changing for sure, for sure. And yes, we are also grateful for the creation of these medicines. You know, we do hope the price of the brand name medicines come down at some point. Eli Lilly, if you're watching, we would love a lower price. But yeah, we'll keep taking these medicines, pretty much forever. So I hope the price does come down at some point. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're looking for a community out there, I hope you guys out there will like and subscribe to our channel. I think we've built a great community here today. There's Christopher's tagline: please like and subscribe to The Downsized. If you'd like to schedule an interview with me, like I just had with Mariella, you can send me an email to Laraine@thedownsized.org. It's just that easy. I'll send you a link to our calendar and we'll get you signed up. One thing that's great about our community also is we have these live shows on YouTube most Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that's a great place to chat with us, ask us questions, chat with other community members, get some tips and tricks, and learn something new on a weekly basis. You can also check out our website at thedownsized.org. We've got an Amazon store there. We're an Amazon affiliate, so we do make a small commission on those purchases. We've got lots of great information on there that you can check out and join our email list. And maybe someday we'll actually send out an email to that list. So far, I think we've sent out 2. So but it's a great way to keep in touch with our members and with our viewers, because who knows what will happen with social media in the future. So we definitely want to keep in touch with you. Well, thank you so much, Mariella. It's been great talking with you today.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much. And thanks everybody else for watching out there. My name is Laraine Durham, and thanks for watching The Downsized. Yay. Thanks, Mariella, with one L.
That was me. I changed it when I decided to do the channel. I said, I think I want to make it more me, more, I don't know. People always ask me, is it 2 L's or 1 L?
Ok, la parte número 2.